All right, so Stephen Jones was he's at the combine, which all the top executives at one point they're at the combine. So this is where a lot of deals are done, but also where you get a lot of inside information.
Yep.
So he was asked about Dak Prescott. I think the question may have been framed, do you think Dak Prescott is the quarterback that can lead you to a Super Bowl? And he said, I've got all the faith in the world that we can win this thing with Dak. And he said, why? Because we know him. We know what he's about. His leadership skills are undeniable. Impeccable work ethic. Other than he hadn't won some key playoff games, he's everything you want in a quarterback. From the day he walked in the door, he's won a lot of games. He's just got to get over the hump. Mm-hmm. The Humpty Hump.
Yeah,
yeah.
Is it, how big is this hump?
How big is that hump? Yes.
How big is the hump?
Are we talking about lovely lady lumps?
Yeah.
Are we talking about
exactly.
we're talking about the Rocky Mountains here?
And I think we're talking about the Rocky Mountains for most of the Dallas Cowboy fans that are trying to get rid of them. They're thinking of the Rocky Mountains.
How big of this?
I'm
this
thinking
hump?
more of a camel. I'm thinking more of a camel.
That's
hump.
a better hump there than the hump. Yeah, because that's. Right now, it's San Fran, and we know. I would say this: we talked about it. We asked a question weekly, I believe, on this show. You know, what teams in the NFC were better than the Cowboys? And I believe we came back with two.
Correct.
That were consistently better than the Cowboys week after week. We would ask the question. It was a thought experiment.
And they played for the NFC Championship game.
Amen. There you go.
Yep.
Which I think we were pretty accurate. All year long, we asked the same question. All right, who in the NFC is better than the Cowboys? And we said San Fran and the Eagles are better than the Cowboys.
Absolutely.
And those are the two teams
and those are the team that played for the championship.
Better than the Cowboys.
That's
okay.
right.
So that's, to me, that does say that it's not a, I don't know, it's not a Herculean, insurmountable task. Right. We're not talking about something that is Sisyphean.
Nope.
to drop some kind of old school term on. We're talking about literally them figuring out how to be better than two teams that were better than the Cowboys last year. Now, the 49ers were better even with a third-string quarterback. So that is a concern. You should be better than a team. I don't give a damn how loaded the roster is. If they're on a third-string quarterback and you got your starter, people should say that you're a better team than them, and nobody would say that, not even us.
No, we did not.
And we like the Cowboys.
We did not.
And the Eagles, hey, they were that's a great success story, and they've, by the way, been reinventing themselves a lot better than the Cowboys, and they've been maximizing championship windows better than the Cowboys for the last decade.
Correct.
Or so.
They've been building correctly.
Yes. So I think you're right. I think it's more camel hump. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'll go camel hump with it.
We're right. I mean, the Cowboys are right there.
You're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
but, I'm sitting here trying to be impartial when we talk about this, but I have to be partial because of the question that was asked, and I'm with Stephen Jones. Now, the biggest question will be, in order to get him over the hump, what are you going to do to help him during this time?
That's why they got Mike McCarthy calling the plays.
Right.
That's the whole point of the Mike McCarthy experiment is that, you know what? We need the head coach, the head man.
Mm-hmm.
We need him in charge of our most important asset, which is quarterback.
That is the most important way to go. And for me, I'm looking at it and saying, all right, so what is going to be the recipe for success? Number one, you just said it. Mike McCarthy will call the plays. The other part of it, what are you going to do with your running game? And are you going to be consistent enough to realize that even if the running game is not to where it needs to be, you still need to be able to use play action off the running game? Because for all those that look at the analytics, and Rod, I know that you look at the numbers and you've seen it, and I've been talking about it for a very long time. The thing about it is he's so much better when you're using play action, because that half a second that he grabs those linebackers' eyes and that safety in those corners' eyes, he is able to make the plays. When you got him going, dropping straight back, and he's becoming that pure passer, that's not a good recipe. It's not a good recipe. So I know if I can see the data, you can definitely see the data in Dallas. So they need to make sure that they're using that data. If you're going to have all these analytic guys that are there, don't get away from the script. That's the problem that I have with the Cowboys, and that's what I had a problem with Kellen Moore with, because he would get there and be like, let's just let Dak throw it all over the yard. That's not a good recipe of success.
Well, yeah, that's the question was, can Dak lead you to a Super Bowl? And Stephen Jones' answer was, he can be our quarterback in a Super Bowl. And the word lead was left out in that because you go, look, we have to play balanced football and complementary football to be able to win. We have a defensive coordinator who's taking our defense to a higher level. And if we get that running game figured out and get the running game to equal out, then Dak's good enough, very much good enough to be that third piece in there and make it all come together. But we didn't figure out the run game, and when Tony Pollard got hurt, then we were done with the run game, and now we can't play complementary football anymore because we can't run the ball at all, and they know Dak Prescott is not going to pick them apart without a run game.
Yeah, when Stephen Jones was asked, hey, what do the Cowboys have to do to get past the divisional round in the playoffs, he said, quote, I think we got to be one click better.
Yeah, more about the clicks.
We're right there. And we've had some things. If a couple of things go our way, then you're in it. But at the end of the day, we've got to have our key guys. They've all got to play one click better.
Mm-hmm.
We've all got to be one click better. We've got to make the team one click better.
Them clicks.
We got to coach one click better. Our key guys got to get one click better. We're at 6 clicks right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to. We have to take the next step. We got a good football team. Obviously, I think regular season wins. I think maybe the Chiefs have as many as, or a little bit more. So we're both playing at a high level consistently. I love how he put up this.
Yeah. He put him with the Chiefs.
Sorry. He put him
with the Chiefs.
Right in the conversation with the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, continue.
Believe
Sorry.
in it.
So we're both playing at a high level consistently. It's just, unfortunately, we get in the playoffs and just not winning the key game. So you're just like the Chiefs.
Until you're not.
Just
like the Chief without them rings.
You just like the Chiefs until you're not.
Okay, I got 6 clicks in that one quote there. I don't even know what what is a click in his definition of a click?
I think he's thinking
just one step.
One step better. We need to be one more game better than everybody else. It's it's your own interpretation of the word click. Yeah, whatever makes you feel good.
I go, what's a click in the military term? They always talk about clicks at a mile in the click.
It's something.
I can't remember.
It's like a distance. I'm just saying, I don't know what a click. I think I've heard this, but not in a long time. And him and his pops, they just bring out the most random old school sayings.
They make sure you're paying attention.
Yes, so now I got to look up click in Urban Dictionary. So go ahead. I'm gonna look it up.
You think Stephen Jones uses Urban Dictionary words?
He's trying to get you set up.
You got to pull up old Southern man dictionary.
You're right. That's not Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
And urban about that.
I think that's the thing is if you would have asked him the next question, what do you mean by click? He goes, well, when I figure that out, we'll go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good point, Patrick. That is a doggone good point right there.
I've
been trying to click all day and it hadn't been working.
Click, yeah, okay. Urban Dictionary, yeah, it's not going to be here. This is
it's not working for you, bro.
No, not going to happen. 1 kilometer. Sorry, that's what it means in military.
That makes
terms,
more sense
in the military term. So I don't know. I guess he just means a step better.
That's
maybe
all it
a game
is.
better, just being a little bit better.
Just one more step, bro.
The click, but I love how vague they are in this stuff. 'Cause remember, Jerry Jones had something very similar when he said, "Oh man, I got to get the quote here just to make sure that I don't sound completely imbecilic." Okay, so Jerry Jones, remember he talked about the middle, and he was asked about, hey, the Eagles going to the Super Bowl, and their philosophy is to be aggressive. What do you think about that? And he said, on the other hand, my general experience has been that if you stay aggressive, I'm talking whether it's on the field or off the field, but pick your shots with risk taking. I've spent a lot of time in my life doing that. When they cut me open, it will be all those scars, heart attacks, all those risks I took and the years I spent paying for them. My point is, I do know how to take risks. They're absolutely right. We have been in the middle for a few years, but I like where we are right now, more in the middle. But given the opportunity, if it would make sense, I definitely got some risk taking in me. Honestly, I don't know if it's done intentionally or not. I do believe the Jones family are gaslighting Cowboys fans.
I mean,
I don't know if it's intentional, but the definition of gaslighting is to manipulate using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning. And here's why I have proof of that. I'm not joking. I went and did some research on this. Okay, so it was a study done after the Arian Foster comments about everything being scripted.
Yep.
There was a study done on social media. It was data from the last month, basically the last month of the season, or right after he made those comments. They started this study. So that was, it was at the end of the season. It was like close to the playoffs or in the playoffs. I can't remember exactly when it was. So, according to Bet Online, they looked at overall tweets and looked at 2 terms.
Overall tweets.
Yeah. In just in that span since Arian Foster made that comment. And they looked at fixed or rigged. All right. Those 2 comments in tweets. They found Cowboys fans had the most tweets with those 2 terms in them, fixed and rigged. Out of all the fan bases, they had the most. And could just be there are more Cowboys fans out there than anybody else.
There is. That could
Cowboys
be true.
fans.
That could be true.
Maybe they're on the grassy knoll more than anybody else because the grassy knoll literally exists in Dallas. Maybe that's so they're more conspiracy theory minded, whatever it may be.
And Jerry's been very hard on Roger Goodell.
Could be that. I think it's because Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have been gaslighting Cowboys fans for a while now. And like I said, going back to the definition, you guys do question your own sanity a lot.
Trust me.
Because you're like, hold on, I think we're competitive. I think we should be. Well, shouldn't we be better? I don't know. Are we better?
I lost my mind at the draft, Rod, worrying about a pick that ended up being one of our best players on the team.
Yes,
That's
did.
how you gaslight me.
And you freaked out.
That's how you gaslight me.
You had a meltdown about it.
I did.
It turns out he was great.
He was
pick.
great. I'm like, oh, man. They know what they're doing up there in Dallas.
Great
That's
point.
why I got to believe in it.
Great point.
But then you're going to tell me we're a click and a hump away? In a mountain? We got a camel hump? What do we got to get over the hump? Come on, man. You're right. It is the Rocky Mountains, that hump that we're trying to get over. Mount Everest.
Yeah, I think they like gaslighting you guys, so it keeps you guys active.
Right.
Which means you're a fan base that is always active. You're ready to either, obviously
all in or out.
Go to the mat for your Cowboys,
Yep.
all right, for sure. Or you're actually willing to criticize your own Cowboys first too. I think Cowboys fans are quick to criticize their own team. They're also quick to say, my team's going all the damn way.
Right.
They're both.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are
just
crazy, battered women syndrome kind of thing.
Yeah, no, you described
Monday
and Thursday. Monday, I have the worst team in the league. Thursday, winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Sunday, hey, Monday, we're coming back in here with Smooth Soul Monday, mad with the blues.
You guys are that toxic relationship where I saw you guys on Wednesday and she was kicking you out and burning your clothes on the lawn and slashing your tires. And then I saw you on Saturday and y'all were at brunch and y'all were making out in public. And I'm like, what is happening here? Why? What?
Got new rims. I got new rims because of that.
Is that like, what?
What happened to your car? Oh, man, she did that, but we good.
You guys are Andre Rison and Left Eye.
Yeah.
Like Cowboys fans, Cowboys fans, and Cowboys fans. Y'all are Andre Rison and Left Eye.
Burning down the house.
I don't know which is which.
AT&T Stadium.
Which is which?
Exactly.
I don't know if the fans are Andre Rison or if y'all are Left Eye.
We're definitely Left Eye because we will burn it down in a minute, but then be mad at you if you talk bad about us. Like you can't. It's like your family. It's like your family. It's like we can fight every day, but if somebody from the outside say, man, y'all are trash family, everybody whooping you.
Everybody coming
on you. Don't
right.
talk about us. We can talk about it amongst ourselves, but everything else, I ain't got time for it. So, yeah, I'm 100% with you. And I think, going back to what you were saying about the glass, like the reason why so much that happens like that is because they're selling tickets too.
Amen, brother.
They are trying to make sure that that's why they are filling it all up.
Exactly.
It's the same with the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
Everybody's bought in until week 2. And we're angry about it and trying to figure out why Coach Stephen at that time is not handling his business.
I would disagree. This is why. Because Longhorns are different. Because the Longhorns, their head coach doesn't come out and because Jerry Jones represents the team. He's the owner. Other franchises don't hear from their owners as much.
Agree.
So when you hear from the
100%.
owner, the owner says, so you're like, oh, well, the owner said it.
Right.
He said it. So I got to take it seriously.
That's very
he
fair.
pays the bills. He's the owner. You don't get that from Texas as much. CDC is probably very outspoken, actually, for an athletic director.
We found out about the spring game.
But I agree with you. I agree with you. The Longhorns are the Cowboys pretty much of college football in a lot of ways. They are. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But I think
fan base that is like they won't pump their brakes because every year we're going to the national championship.
Totally agree.
We saw Quinn throwing in bombs. Everybody bought in on the Kool-Aid, and it's the same thing with the blue and silver.
Yeah. No, only thing I'll add that the blue and silver makes a difference is because Jerry Jones.
Correct. He has a show
him
every
and
week.
Steven are the ones. Exactly.
Yeah, they got a show every week.
The NFL is America's #1 television show, and the top character, the #1 TV star on the #1 television show in America are the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And nobody knows that better than Jerry Jones. Yep. And he knows, hey, they got to hear from the TV star more often.
Yep.
And if it ain't about winning, then it's about Jerry Jones going out there and just putting stuff out there. So remember he said about the Dak Prescott. Remember he's the one that started that quarterback controversy.
Exactly.
He literally broke it out. Cooper Rush. Oh, you never know. Cooper Rush. I mean, what?
Well, the reason why I said that is because I wanted y'all to believe that we still got a chance. But Dak is my guy.
He's great. He is brilliant at it. He's
a politician.
He's just brilliant. Honestly, you got to put him in the same category as like Dana White and Don King. Like he's a promoter.
Yeah, for sure.
He's an NFL promoter, and he's brilliant at it because we all fall for it.
Now let me ask you this: do you think they have a notepad, the Joneses, with a bunch of just weird old sayings on it, and they just cross them off if they get through them when they're talking to the media, where they're like, all right, well, I use clicks. All right, we'll use hump. And then I'm going to use about stirring it with my pot and my heart scars. And you got caught my eye, cross that one. Like,
that is very, like a politician because they want to say a lot of things that almost to confuse and discombobulate you. Where they throw a lot of word salad out there, and you're actually trying to translate it. You're trying to decipher it. And they're like, man, I just do so much stuff. They don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know where I'm going with it. And I can explain it away later. I can always explain it because it's just word salad. I just made up some stuff and threw it out there.
It works.
It works. No,
it works.
We're talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It works.
It works.